Hello, lovelies. I know it is not Monday. It is definitely Wednesday. I have been under the weather, guys. And so I was not able to jump on Monday. My cold came a little bit on Saturday, and then it came a little full force on Sunday. And then, honey, it was really getting me on Monday. And so yesterday I felt like I was shaking back. I was out and about, feeling myself. And today it's kind of lingering back. And so I've realized that colds don't go away as fast as they once did. So, with that being said, I'm happy that I am jumping on today to just walk you through the update of Monday's market update, but it's not Monday, Wednesday's market update. So, are y'all ready? I'm going to wait until a couple people jump on. Actually, no, I'm not. So, talk to seller and buyers per usual, like I do. I am Keyra Ford, your real estate cheerleader, aka your favorite Dallas realtor, and told you guys, still feel like something's in there. I've been taking a lot more supplements, a lot more vitamins to get myself back to normal. And I'm making myself a cookie tonight, so I'm excited. Okay, so today I want to share. Share some slides with you guys. So these are the biggest questions that a lot of people are asking. Oh, oopsies. I don't know what happened. Let's try to share this again. So these are the biggest questions that a lot of people are asking when it comes to real estate is, when will mortgage rates come down? What will it take for prices to come down? Will I be able to find a home if I move? When will the housing market pick up next year? Is the market crashing? So these are all very, very good questions, especially if you're wanting to either buy, sell in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And there's like a whole bunch of slides on here that I was like, ooh, I want to share with them. There's like 48, but I'm not going to share them all. The ones I wanted to share with you guys are these. Hold on, let me get to them. They're at the very end. It's these. Okay. Does an election slow down the housing market? So yes, so it did. I mean, the answer down here, it shows you. So it shows you that from in October and November, home sales decreased by 9.8%. And our days, that's typical. But this year it reduced 15%. So 23% of first-time home buyers are waiting until after the election. So let me just tell you. Oh, sorry, my phone just went off. That scared me. So let me just tell you why I felt like that stuff was important to talk about. Is because if you're deciding to wait after election, or you're waiting for the interest rates to come down, or you're waiting for prices to come down, what do you think everybody else is doing? I like to say this saying: when people are being greedy, you be cautious, and when people are being cautious, you be greedy. And I just think that a lot of people don't know what to look for in real estate, or what to look for in the world in general, because anybody who can judge patterns, because literally this world does the same thing over and over. All the cycles are always the same. But there's not going to be a crash. I know a lot of people are like, oh, is there going to be a real estate crash? No. And I can show you. Let me actually find that. Okay, here's this one. So a lot of people ask, will the real estate market crash? I want to show you this, but go back to what I was just talking about. In 2008, 2009, told you guys I'm feeling a little sick. The housing market crashed because home mortgage debt was about 9.7 trillion. And then the home equity was about 8.2. You come to today, home mortgage debt is about 13.2 trillion, but the home equity is about 35.1. The equity in people's houses is significant. Literally, once again, I always use myself as an example because I feel like that's the easiest way to do it. Condo, bought it 3 years ago for $200,000. Today, it's worth $295,000. Where can you go and get a $30,000 raise every year? This house I just bought it for a certain price, walked in with almost $65,000 equity, which means if I wanted to sell it today, I could sell it for $65,000 more than what I bought it in September. Crazy. So if you're questioning if the market is going to crash, I'm telling you now, you're going to be waiting for a long, 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 long time. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. A long time. Hold on. Let me make sure there's no questions. Okay, there's not. Okay, perfect. Okay, so I wanted to just make sure I told you guys that. But I want to go back now to the people who are waiting. 23% of first-time home buyers are waiting to buy. Stop waiting. Get off of the freaking fence. I keep telling you. And it's not just because I'm a realtor. It's because there is a short window of opportunity. Okay? If you see realtors like myself buying right now, wouldn't you think that that's a good time to buy? I know the market, right? Okay, just wanted to make sure we're good on that. Okay, this is the next one. Do more homes sell after election? Absolutely. Next year, they're talking about home prices going up 2.5%. That's on a conservative route, but on like these other, economists are saying it's going to go up to maybe even 4% of appreciation of not appreciation, 4% of a price increase. So are you asking me, are more homes going to sell after election? Absolutely. And it even has the answer here. And these are from people that are way smarter than me. This is from HUD people, NAR people, that is National Association of Realtors, Fannie Mae people, which is people who do mortgages. Like, these are great sources. So if you don't believe me, go check the source. The answer is home sales tend to bounce right back up 82% of the time. You've gone up after an election year. They're talking about this year we've sold about 4.6 million homes. Next year they're talking about there's going to be 5.2 million homes sold. In the name of Jesus, the more homes sold, the better. Especially because I have a bigger goal next year. So I wanted to go through that one. That was weird. Hold on, let me see if I have any questions. I don't. Okay, cool. Okay, so then the next question is, what happens to mortgage rates in an election year? So I thought that this one was so on point. The answer is from July to November, mortgage interest rates decreased by 72% of the time. That is why I bought a house in September. And you know what interest rates went down to? A 6.8. Well, actually, they went down to a 6 even. I had talked to a mortgage lender, and I believe like 2 or 3 days in September, they had dropped down to like a 5.9. So this is facts. Last year, like I said, in October of last year, interest rates were at 8%, and people were still buying houses. I had 3 sales last year in October at an 8%, guys. All right. And then another question is, what happens to home prices after an election year? The answer, once again, check the source. Don't just think it's me talking. These are source. The answer is prices have risen 88% of the time. They rise 88% of the time in the year following the election. And they're saying that nationally, home prices are projected to continuously go up by price 2.5%. That is on a conservative. That's a conservative number because a lot of other people are saying 4%. So guys, I just want you guys to know that I am here. I am here to truly educate you on when to buy, when to sell. And the best time to buy, honestly, is between that July to the end of the year. I will even say into February. I feel like February, now until February, is going to still be a good time. People are going to still do really good deals. But the best deals are going to be between now and the end of the year. I literally just got a client under contract last week. We had an inspection this week, and the home price was like, I think it was like $550. They brought it down to $460. She's getting $20,000 towards closing. She's getting a refrigerator. I mean, some of these deals are ridiculous. I mean, she's walking in with so much equity, guys. So much equity. And I don't think a lot of people realize what you can do with that equity. So I wanted to take some time to talk about, well, give a story time. So I've been in real estate, obviously, my whole entire life, it feels like. So my parents bought the house that they live in to this day 6 months after I was born. So I've lived in the same house my whole entire life. No, we don't have those little inch things where you like measure your height. First off, I would be pissed about it because I stopped growing dang near in the 5th grade. I'm 5'1", and I just don't grow. But anyways, my parents bought that back in 1993. They did a HELOC loan, took some money out of that house to go buy a commercial piece of land where my dad built an event center, a restaurant, and salon suites. People don't realize that buying a house can open up the doors for so many other avenues. It can be for your business endeavor. It can be to pay down debt. It could even mean to like redo some things in your house. It can mean to buy some stock. I mean, there is so much you can do when you purchase a property and how much you can leverage it to go do other things. And so I'm not just helping people buy houses. I told you guys I'm a little sick, but shaking back. I'm not just trying to help people buy houses or sell houses. Let me actually talk to my buyers right now. I'm not trying to help you just buy a house. I'm helping you try to keep your house and leverage your house. Sellers, I'm trying to help you sell your house, but also get the most amount of money for you to be able to go and invest somewhere else. So it's to go buy a house in full cash, to go use the remainder to invest in stocks, or even be able to put your kids through this. Like there are so many opportunities. I just don't think people realize how much you can leverage your home. And so next year I plan on doing like a HELOC loan for my condo. And then too, there's going to be different funnels and different ways of how you can do that too. I always do a future homeowner brunch every year. This year I did it twice this year. Oh, my cookies are ready. 1 second. And when I say cookies, my cookie, you got to do things in moderation. I'm not trying to be a big back Becky, so I have to only cook one and then let it cool. Oh, shit. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. You know, you got to run when the cookies come. So gotta let that cool. But anywho, so they were able to leverage their house, take some money out of it to go buy their commercial building. They still have that commercial building to this day. It's in a medical district. That commercial building is worth $1 million right now. And then their little old house that they still got is worth like $3 million. So they're sitting on at least $1.3 million of assets. And if they decided they wanted to sell it, they could walk away with that much. So I just believe that if you have someone who, first off, you have to come up with a vision, a plan. And so if you are somebody who doesn't necessarily have a plan, doesn't have a strategic, vision of how they can do things, my biggest suggestion is schedule a strategy session. A strategy session is free. It's 15 minutes. I get to know you. I tell you a little bit about myself. And then we dive into like, what exactly do you want? Because I don't think that we ask ourselves enough. What do I want? Keyra, what do you want? And I think the easiest thing to say is like abundance, Of course, okay, yeah, I want abundance, but like what with abundance do I want? I want the godly love. I want the godly family. I want the houses. I want the passive income from stocks, from real estate, from dance. Like I want I take the family on a vacation, but it's really a write-off because we're talking about vision planning for the next year. What do you want? I think that that's a question that we should ask ourselves more because we don't. If we actually got clear on what we want, our decisions would be easier. because we would say no to things that do not align with what we want. So that is kind of my soap opera on I've been in real estate my whole life, because I mean, I remember being a little kid going to this lot that my dad bought, my parents bought. My parents are both still together. They've been together for 35 years. They met in like, they have the cutest little freaking love story. They met in seventh grade. Of course, they're like ups and downs. But yeah, they've been together for 35 years, guys. A long time. But they still look young. That's why I look so young. But I remember when I was younger, my dad had just bought the property, and he would go over there and mow it. And this is why having vision is so important. We would go to this lot. There was nothing on it but the grass. My oldest brother had to mow the grass. Me and my other brother, that's a little younger, would ride our bikes. My dad would be like, come here, come here. He'd be putting me, my brothers, because I only have two older brothers. I don't have any sisters, and I'm the youngest. Me and the family, we would look at this plot of land. And you know what he would say? He would say, look at this building. I mean, this is a building that's going to create generational wealth. Uh, this building is going to have a restaurant in it. It's going to have my photography studio in it. You see it? Like I'm getting chills thinking about it. And I'd be like, Dad, there is no building over there. What are you talking about? That doesn't even make sense. It's only land. He's just mowing the yard. What do you mean there's a building? He was like, no, there is a building on that land. And I was like, oh my God, this man crazy. The power of vision, the power of speaking things into existence, the power of consistency, not giving up until you actually have accomplished what you want. If you're not proud yet, guys, keep going. Dang it, keep going. And I know that this is like me preaching today, but I guess I got the spirits in me to preach. And so just like thinking back to that, and then my parents got the building. I remember doing all my high school like parties in the building. I mean, we were charging people to come to the parties, man. It was a good freaking time. I ran Mesquite, I felt like. And so that is the power of real estate. And not only that, do you know how many memories I have in my house that I've lived in my whole entire life? Do you know how many memories I have in that commercial building that my dad has built that we used to do Thanksgivings in there. Now we don't. We go to each other's houses and stuff. But we have gatherings there. There's so many memories there. OMG. Like, I just don't think people really take themselves serious enough to bet on themselves. But one thing I'm going to tell you this year, I am going to make sure that you feel the passion that I have behind real estate this year, to either one, get a freaking plan together to become a homeowner or sell your property and make some money, or two, I'm going to be passionate to tell you to invest in yourself. If it's not in real estate, it needs to be in confidence. It needs to be in these books. You need to bet on yourself going into 2025. Every year, I have a word that I go off of the whole entire year. And so this year has been refined. And I'm going to tell you this, be careful with be careful. Be careful with the word that you pick, because you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised how God will sometimes spank you with that word. And so my word was refine. And I really can say that God has been refining my life. He's been refining me in every aspect. I've been asking God to position me with people of my future. God, send me the help that is going to help me, be all that I can be, live up to the full potential that you have created, that you have written for me. But I couldn't do any of those things if I wasn't betting on myself. Bet on yourself. And if you're tired of the life that you have, if you don't like the life that you have, guess what? You have a choice to change it. If you don't like the house that you live, you can sell it. Or you're renting it, you can go buy something that is yours. And if you get into that, you don't like it, you can sell it and get into something that you do. We all have choices. And something that I heard for the last 2 weeks that's just been in my spirit, has been this. What you're not changing, you're choosing. What you're not changing, you are choosing. So if you're tired of renting, but you're not choosing to be a homeowner, you're choosing to be a renter. If you're not changing how you eat, then you're choosing to be a fat ass. Calling a spade, okay? If you're not changing the habits that you have, the things that you feed yourself mentally, you're choosing to be someone who plays victim. You're choosing someone who cannot be successful because what you think is going to be your reality. What is the book, Think and Grow Rich? What you speak will come to existence. It's not intensity over consistency, it's consistency over intensity. In the Bible, it says, make the plan, what is it? Make the vision plain, or just make the plan plain. One of them two. Don't call me on that one. Go look it up for yourself. But you need to know what you actually want, what the vision you have for your life, and make it plain, and then go after it. And guess what? It's okay for things to change along the way, but they're changing because they're getting better, not changing because you're not doing the work. So whatever you're not changing, you're choosing. So yes, this was a market update. It was a little bit of story time, and it also was a little bit of motivation because I'm actually very passionate. I've been really looking over my book of business and the things that I've been doing, and I've been like, God, who's truly my my target market? And it's badass women. It's badass women who bet on themselves. And it used to be because I wanted to be a sports agent. I don't know if you guys know. I went to college, went to LSU to be a sports agent. Um, I still can be one if I wanted to. I don't. It's babysitting grown men. And right now I babysit the general public. But I used to think it was going to be sports, and I still think that it can be. I do dabble in luxury. I just think sometimes luxury, you have to always look luxurious. And look at me today. Didn't feel like combing my hair, put a hat on. I have a cute, okay, this is very quiet luxury looks. I will say that. My hat, maybe not so much, but my shirt, yes, ma'am. Quiet luxury there, baby. And who says that that's not what God still has for me? But in this season, I really believe I'm supposed to help a lot of badass women buy a house and get investment properties. Do exactly what I'm doing, what I'm creating for myself. And so this year, I'm excited. We're going to be doing investment seminars. We're going to be doing future homeowner seminars. Please come out. These events are usually free. It's free food, free knowledge. And it's crazy to me how I don't have the rooms packed. How I don't have waiting list. The information that I'm giving to people for free, even on this platform, people don't do anything with it. So once again, bet on yourself. Figure out what your word is for 2025. Show up, be consistent, and remember, success is simple, not easy. Okay. And my word for next year is ascend. I've been debating back and forth if it's ascend or if it's enhance. When I think of enhance, I think of BBLs and things like that. And I'm like, I don't know about that. Ascend, it just seems more spiritual. It seems very ascending, rising, climbing, elevating, leveling up, being closer and one and aligned with God. So I trust you guys. I love you guys. And I will see you next time. Peace. Oopsies. I just exit the studio versus ending my live. And thanks. Thanks for the emojis. I appreciate it.